Exclamation, everybody, and welcome to Wild True Learn. This game is by Ludin.io and published by Nival. It's currently out on Steam Early Access. It's currently 10% off at $6.29. Normally $6.99 US. And this continues the theme of me looking at programming-like games. This is supposed to be a programming game dealing with emergent intelligence, I think is what we're going for here. if I have that correct, a visualization of that sort of thing. So without further ado, let's just hit new game. And I haven't played any of it yet, so let's see how this goes. Obviously, it's a puzzle game. So we'll just jump in here. Hello, friend. Glad to see you in our game. Tycoon game, give you the opportunity to take the role of a machine learning specialist and develop from a rookie to a professional. We hope your game will help you to understand machine learning better, blah, 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 all that stuff. Cool. All right. So we have a mail. School problems. Spanish school at Cat Meow. All right, school problems. Good morning. We're running a big social survey in schools and we've encountered a problem. Pupils often forget to mark in which grade they are in questionnaires. Can you divide pupils from junior and high school using their test sheets? All right, 100% conditions, 35 seconds it has to go in, I guess, and I get $300 as a reward. Deep news, non-neural artificial intelligence. Mankind has always been trying to create an artificial intelligence. Before the invention of neural networks, people used expert systems. Expert system is a deterministic algorithm which reproduces decisions of a real person in some cases. One of the examples of this is Eliza, the first chatbot in the world. It was created in 1966 and talked with the patient using questions similar to real psychotherapists. It worked horribly. Yeah, it's this was the formation of the Turing test, where it was trying to determine whether or not you could figure out if you were talking to a computer or not. And if the computer could pass the Turing test, it meant that it was a passable human, at least a passable human in terms of giving you reasonable responses to your inquiries. All right. So what exactly, was there no tutorial? Exactly how do they want me to do this? So we got expert system here, red, else 1 second. Here we go, expert system in game and in real world. This node compares colors. If the color of the element is equal to the chosen color, the element comes into the top socket. Others go into the bottom socket. Okay. Before the invention of self-learning algorithms, people used expert systems. These algorithms tried to use hard-coded comparisons similar to human experts' decisions. It worked terribly, right? It was basically based on what you would put in there. So it looks like I have 10 red and 10 blue. So we're trying to sort this out into the correct buckets. So I would just do this into here, right? And if it's red, it should go up to here, and then otherwise it should go down here, right? So, test run. And indeed it is doing that. And then it's got to do it over. It's got to be done. It's got to finish it in 30 seconds, it looks like. So, there we go. So, let's speed this up a little bit. There it is. Test run complete. Estimated cost $42. Time spent 21 out of 35 seconds. 9 out of 8 occupancy and 8 out of 8 on the other one. 100% accuracy. Okay. Release. Ship it. This action requires to rent servers. You want to launch it. It costs $2 per second. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So it'll be so that's how much money it cost me to run it. All right. So deployment run is success. Okay. I see what they're going for here. This is an interesting way of doing it. Cat Cash Bank reward. $300, minus 42 for the cloud costs, and $258 we got for it. Okay. So that was the first job. Okay, now that this is the next one that they've given me. Errors in database. Hello, we have some errors in our questionnaires data. We can't solve the problem. Can you fix it? Sure, I guess. So they got, what, red and green they want in here, and then everything else gets ditched, it looks like. So, yeah, so they got a trash can here. So we got a trash can. So that's basically null, pretty much. It should have just called it dev null, but I guess they're trying to make it, relate it to real world concepts, I guess. And then this one would be green. Then we would say, oh, you know what? It's got to be chained. Well, it's got to be, right? Wait, how would I chain this? Because if it's not red, because like if a green goes up here, then that would go into the else. So I would need that to come down here and check, see if it's green. Right? Yeah, so it's basically chaining these two together. So really it would just go like this, and then have this else come down to the trash can, right? Have this else go up here to check for green, and then have this come into the red. And then otherwise, if it's one of those, it can come here or there. And I guess I can move this down a little bit so it's more easy to visualize. All right, that should work. All right, so all the green going there. Let's speed this up a little bit. Okay, so it took 28 out of 33 seconds. Cost 57 bucks. So, alright, ship it. Accept. Have that go do its thing. That's all we can really do right now, so why not? There we go, next project. $293 on that one. So I'm guessing at some point I should like buy stuff here. Can we buy stuff right now? Coming soon, task 10. All right, hardware. We get some more hardware going here. GVidia 250. Apparently not. These are locked until the next task, huh? Okay. So be it. Errors in database 2. Hello, it's us again. We found some new types of errors made by our users. Please update your program. It will be easier if you will use the previous version of the code. Okay. So how would I use the previous version of the code? Oh, I see. Okay. Well, that works. But what do they... So save that. Saved as without blue. Alright, so then custom nodes. Use programs which you constructed while completing previous tasks. Here you can see all the schemes made of basic nodes allowed to be used in this task. Custom nodes don't waste time on transferring data from one node to another. Alright, anytime you get back to the previous tasks, okay, to optimize them. Alright. So basically these are just working as nodes then. So this one is, they only want red. So how is reusing that going to help me? Red else divide. Wait, what? Hang on. Only red. So yeah. Oh, what we really want is this one, right? It's just only red, right? That's all they want here. Okay, that's a little confusing. Well, they want the rest to go to the trash. So wouldn't I just take... this one and just dump everything. I don't know why it says R else divide, but whatever. Red else divide. So then all I want is the red stuff, otherwise it just goes to the trash can, right? I mean, wouldn't that be the way that's supposed to go? Right, okay. I was kind of expecting it to build on the last one, not the first one, so maybe they want to maybe they want to rethink how they're setting this up here. Otherwise it's a little bit confusing. All right, release. Bang, and let's do it in record time here, hopefully. maybe not record time. So there we go, 59 bucks. Cool. Optimization of the code. Hi, it's us again. We hope it's our last request for you. We've changed our database system. Can you update your code one last time? It must work faster. All right, 18 seconds is the time and 100% we need. So decision tree color, expert system. Decision tree color is what? In game, compares the socket's colors with element's color and chooses the socket with minimum amount of errors. Compares the socket's colors with the element's color. Decision tree knows a limited number of classes. It asks the element some questions and chooses a class most similar to. Node compares socket's colors, the element's color, and chooses the socket with minimum amount of errors. I don't know how that's different than what we were just doing. These are not very good. These are not very good descriptions here. Let's see. So, I mean, socket's color. So, are we still building on the last thing that we just did? Like, they only want red, right? So, I don't understand how this is better than the other one. Okay, so I'm looking on at the developer's notes for the decision tree color, and the way they explain it, which again is not very well. You choose two colors. E is the element color, top is the top socket color, bottom is the bottom socket color. If E is equal to top value but not equal to the bottom value, then choose the top socket. So it's like an if else. If E is equal to the bottom value but not equal to the top value, it chooses the bottom socket. If it's equal to both, then it will randomly choose a socket. So what it looks like it's doing is it's saying, it's looking at the first one, the first color that comes in is going into the top. The second color that comes in is going into the bottom. It's comparing the two and then determining where to go. Which is but if it's not equal to any of the chosen colors, it chooses a random socket, which is just blowing my mind right now. It's just I don't understand how this is supposed to be a thing in here. So I think, I mean, I don't know, like, do I put an expert system in the front of it So it only puts red through here, and then everything else just goes, but that's 1 second, and it looks to me like they're trying to make it so that you optimize that 1 second right down, but I don't see how this is optimizing anything other than this takes 0.3 seconds, which is great and all. I'm so happy that this takes 0.3 seconds, but it does not help. It does not help me. The only thing I can think is that I need 2 decision trees here, right? And then I just say, make this one blue like I had, and then have them all come down here, right? And then connect this one to this one, connect this one to that one, and this one to the end, but then it's going to tell me I don't have enough cycles, right? Seconds, 4 seconds. Oh, that time it completed. Okay, all right, that's weird and interesting. Okay. So sure, I'll just release that one. That's just, this is one of the reasons why as much as I love AI, and I try to take AI in college, there comes a point when it just kind of goes over my head. And this is the point where it goes over my head, because I'm like, what was the point of doing that? I mean, it's like, oh yeah, it's a lot faster, but it's like, yeah, but you can't grok that. It's just bad design through and through. It's like, if you can't understand what the heck you're doing, if somebody else can't understand what the heck you're doing, then are you really doing it the right way? Is where I land, and a lot of AI lands in that spot where it's like, this is so super hyper complicated that it's a miracle it works. You know what I mean? But anyway, off on a tangent here. Illuminati origins. Good day. I study ancient manuscripts and books in order to find the very beginning and truth about Illuminati secret society. To find all the triangle figures in these documents to solve the puzzle. Can we do it using a program? 7 seconds we have on this one. So we're doing shapes now. They want to see all the triangles. So we have sifts. This block compares shapes. If the shape of the element is equal to the chosen shape, the element goes into the top socket. The rest go into the bottom socket. Well, that's simple. It's very fast and may find simple objects and patterns. Non-neural image recognition program algorithm. Okay. So bang and triangle, and then otherwise toss it. Let's do that. I like that they're giving you the real world implications of things and what things really mean as far as the real world is concerned. And I get that they're trying to make this so that you can visualize what's going on, but I don't think you can't describe this in pictures alone. is what I'm getting at. I think they need a little bit more than just pictures. Otherwise, this is just one of those things that people are just going to bounce right off of. You know what I mean? Like you need to hold their hand a little bit more than what you're doing here. I can muddle my way through it, but even I'm like looking at stuff on my other monitor here to kind of help me figure out what's going on. And I took some AI classes. I didn't do very well, but I took some, and this is just, this is the reason why I didn't do it as a career, because it just, a lot of it just goes right over my head, I mean, I damn near discrete math damn near killed me. All right, so that's cool. We have money and stuff. Startups. What's this? Geeks. Tatari, good day. We are inviting you to join our hacker startup. We write cheats and guides for different games, but we would like to create something very cool now. We need a program that will play and win in Arkanoid, which is basically Breakout, instead of the player. We know that you know a lot about machine learning, so we're inviting you to participate in our startup. First payment $100. All right, whatever. Sure. Startup scheme. The scheme created while working at a startup does not differ from a usual task one, but it can work better or worse. Your profit depends on the quality of the scheme. In startups, when you press release, your scheme starts to work automatically. Don't worry, you can get back to the scheme and change it any time later. Your scheme contains self-learning nodes. You can disable learning in test run. Okay. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to get red up the top and blue down the bottom. And we've got, does it have any, doesn't have like a time, but it has an average time. So I'm guessing what we want to do is we want to say red and blue here. Let's go red this way, blue that way. I am going to put thing in front of this. No, that's not going to work. Well, actually, yes, that will work. Hang on. Do that. Go to the trash can. Say if this is green, just go down here. Otherwise, go through here. And let's do test run. Oh, wait. It helps to actually connect the inputs. Huh? Test run. And what do we got here? Average test time is 14.8. This will just keep going. Oh no, there's a limited amount. Okay. Making sure. So average, we'll average about 65 users a day with this scheme. 67. Okay, no, it's going to keep training it. All right, I got it. So let's stop that. And let's release it and see what they say. This action deploys the code to the servers. From this moment, the startup will work automatically. All right. Launching a successful startup or successful completion of a task requires 1 day. And the end of the week, every startup provides you income. Okay. $32 for the income tutorial. The money histogram shows the dynamics of weekly income. The number indicates the income received during the current week. The red column states that the users brought you less money than you spent on servers that day. Okay. User histogram shows the dynamics of the number of users taking part in a startup. The number indicates the number of active users at the moment. If the number of users exceeds the bandwidth of your scheme, overload grows. Okay. And the current overload dynamics, the number indicates the current overload. If the overload gets massive, try to optimize the scheme. All right. I get what they're going at there. So startups 1 of 4, we got that going. Let's look at our mails here. Let's read this alphabet recognition system. Good morning, Tavarish. We know that someone from the USA created a system which can recognize the alphabet. You must create a copy of that system for KGB. The handwriting of USA spies is awful. Great. Rosenblatt's perception. First perceptron was invented by Frank Rosenblatt in 1957. Frank created Mark I in 1960. Mark I is a perceptron machine that can recognize English letters by their shapes. Yeah, he was the father of basically optical character recognition. Perceptron. So it wants those things. Do 75% error rate. Oh. There will be errors here, but this is all we can do. Like that. And circle and finds the square and all those things. So test run. Right. And as you train it more and more, it makes less and less errors. That's what that error thing was showing. All right, but our accuracy was good on all those things. So release, accept all those things. We got tons of money here. Well, thus far. Go next project. Cat Cash Bank. Startup's profit. This check shows the startup's weekly profit statistics. Okay. Summary is negative 62. Okay. Revenue, weekly profits. At Cloud. Yeah, the cloud is taking way too much money here. We can leave the startup. You won't receive money, but the startup will be deleted. Okay. We are aware that you were able to create a text recognition system based on the Rosenblatt perceptron. We need a similar system. You must teach it to distinguish vowels from consonants. The task is simpler, but more accuracy is required. Oh, all right. More accuracy is required, huh? Well, good luck on that, I guess. So we got a square there. I wonder if there's a base nodes, custom nodes, Electron sorter. It's the same thing as this. So, well, that's kind of weird and strange, isn't it? Couldn't I use something from before? Yeah, like sift. Because that's, well, that's not really that fast. I don't need sift per se, but that's a decision tree color. That's not really going to help me though. I don't think that'll work on shapes. I could sift through it. Make it a little bit more accurate. So can I... That's just for triangles. Which is not what we're doing here. We're doing... I mean, triangle can go on either side, so we don't care. It's just the circle and the square that are different. And 18. What does this 30 mean? 30 characters have to be there and 18 total here. It's like 300. What? They even explain these numbers. I know I know this is accuracy, but is this throughput maybe? I don't know. How would you do this? Because you need to separate. You need to have some triangles go into one and some go into the other to just kind of balance them out a little bit, I would think. Yeah, I could have them all go through the same node, but it's just going to be probably a bad idea. Yeah, let's just see what this does. Yeah, we need high accuracy over there. We don't have. A lot of circles are making their way down there. The other one did triangles, right? So the sifter that I did for triangles. I could let me grab that one. All right, let's The problem is though, it throws them into the trash can, which is not what I want. Like I want everything to come out the other side. How do I tell it to? The only thing I can think to do is put two of them in here, right? Have the triangles go through a second pass, like do a 2-pass here on it. And have that come down here and say triangles go this way, squares go that way, and circles go up here. I don't know if that's going to help at all, but it's helping a little bit. The other one has a 20% error there. Okay, well that worked, I guess. It's ugly, but I mean, it did it. It did what it was supposed to do. Yeah, I don't know. Having played a lot of programming games, this one is a little too head in the clouds. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of programming games that maybe oversimplify things and try to bring them down a little too low. This one is not, but they're still like puzzles, right? And this one's puzzly, but you're spending more of your time trying to figure out what the hell you're looking at on the screen than you are actually trying to puzzle out what's going on. Yeah, I this one needs to be. This one's going to have to be in the oven, I think, for much longer. And it's still early, and I get that, but it's very obtuse right now. Very obtuse, and I don't know that this is it's not a fun kind of obtuse. You know, like people who really like programming puzzlers are probably going to look at this and go, yeah, they're going to bounce off of this, I think, honestly, just from what I'm seeing here. And then we're back to decision tree colors again. So this one is, I don't know what to say here. I don't know what I was going to say here, but if I put this here, I say green and green. It doesn't really matter because I can put these and go either way. The problem is I got to make sure that only red and blue are handled. So if it's red or red or any, right? No. It's going to have red through there. If it's red or blue, have that go there. Up here. And then you have another one of these. Right, it says if it's blue, go this way. If it's I don't want to say any, but if it's green, go down here. Right. That's ugly as hell. That is just ugly as hell. And I ran out of time too. Yeah, I figured that was gonna be the case. I guess technically we don't need this one. Right? I mean, that's kind of redundant. right. So that, I mean, that works. See, now I'm like looking at this and I'm like, well, how would I optimize these things? And I am coming up absolutely blank. Like, it's just, you know, it's one of those things where I'm like at this point, by this point in, say, Human Resource Machine, which is another game, or TIS 100, I think it was, or even Shenzhen IO. These are all programming games I really liked. At this point, I would have a very good idea of like, all right, here's how I optimize what I just did. This game, it's not there. I can't tell you how this would be made better, because I'm not quite grasping what they're trying to go with here. Right? This is kind of one of those like, we want to be a teaching tool, and the puzzles are not really are secondary to being a teaching tool. And I'm like, is that really the direction you want to go? Or would you rather be a puzzle game that, as a consequence, actually teaches something? Like I said, I just mentioned a whole bunch of games. Zachtronics in particular is very good at this, that are programming type games that were puzzlers first and programming things second, and that kind of, you know, that made for a very good puzzle game that also happened to maybe teach some programming concepts, at least high level concepts. I know they're going for a high level thing here, but it's almost too abstract. Like this could be paint by number at this point, and it still would make about as much sense as it does right now. You know what I mean? It's not. There's nothing about this that's really clicking with me, which is unfortunate, because I think they're going for something here, and I know it's still early, and I'm being a bit rough because something that's early, but it's this is more than just kind of polishing off, you know, doing some polish work and stuff. This is more we need to figure out what the fundamental thing is that we're trying to accomplish here, because this is I feel like this is failing at its foundational level, and not at a mechanical level per se. You know, I think it goes a little bit deeper than that. So, and it looks like they're trying to tell a story too, and that's fine. But I think they need to get the basics down first, before you get to that point. So we do have some overload apparently on our server, and we've got money that doesn't make any difference right now. I mean, there's the Seabay thing, but I can stoke gradient descent, approximate error calculation. Maybe that's what I was. Well, that's locked. Everything's just locked. So I don't know here. Nodes work speed, socket processing queue. I mean, I could buy these. I don't know what going to help with right now. I mean, obviously node work speed is great, but I mean, that'll help with a little bit of the overload, I guess, for our startup, and I can patch it if I want to. But again, this comes down to the point of how would I do that better than what I already did? And the answer is, I would imagine I'd have to buy something from, like, buy a node here, like random forest, but this is locked until we do task 10, but they've got the startup thing going well before task 10, so I don't, there's a lot of back and forth here in my brain right now, but yeah, I figured that was going to make a sound. I was hoping that would make it sound, but can I go back to the? Okay, friends, this has been While True Learn. It is by Luden.io and published by Naval. It's currently in Steam Early Access for 10% off at $6.29 US, normally $6.99. As always, I'll leave links down in the description so you can do your own due diligence. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.